welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. This week, I'm joined by my very special guest, Zach Arnold. He's been on the podcast before, rejoining us. Thanks for doing it, buddy.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. If you guys are watching or any clips, we're in my parents' living room. The old studio is just filled with, like, shit Christmas decorations and boxes and things, so... We're down here. It's also episode 87, which happens to be my favorite number. So I broke it out. Dude, I thought, too, I was like, we're playing the Giants. Easy win.
I know.
I'll get to wear the jersey.
I didn't even see the highlights till last night. I was like, damn, they lost. I just assumed they won.
Dude, it was so... it was so gross because, like, the defense played lights out, and the offense was terrible.
Yeah,
and they
had, like, 3 picks or something.
Yeah, shouldn't have had a chance to win. But out of, like... a minute 40, they fumble. The Giants run 3 plays, burn 6 seconds. The Eagles get the ball back, and then Jalen Reagor dropped 2 touchdowns, dude. Ugh. I feel like the Eagles just always have receivers that drop passes.
Yeah.
It's just they're cursed with that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the 87. It says my name on the back. I got this as a child. There's like a certain, as every age I grow, it becomes less acceptable for me to wear this jersey, you know?
I always see like 50-year-old guys with like Lopez on their back at Dodger games. I'm like, relax, bro.
It's just sad to see. Yeah. There's something like, I don't know. It's like, I understand like how the thing is people who don't watch sports, they always make fun of like, you're a grown man wearing another grown man's jersey. Yeah. Whatever, dude. It's not like that. Now, to make your own custom jersey, so on Sundays, as a 35-year-old man, you can be like, I played for the Raiders too. Hell yeah.
Like number 1.
Yeah,
like,
number 1. It's sad. It's depressing. The only exception is if you have like a family. Like if you're like, like your wife and your baby are all like cool. Lopez, number 1.
All matching. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool, but... a grown man by himself with his own jersey is just, I don't know, it's just sad.
No, yeah.
It's just, there's something about it where it's like, dude,
Eddie's asked me a few times, he's like, what do you think if I did a Penny Alba jersey? I was like, don't do it, bro.
No.
Don't do it.
You missed the boat, dude. Yeah. You like, luckily I have this, and, like, it is what it is, but, like, at this age, not.
You're not wearing that in public.
No, never. And because here's the thing, too.
Except for a podcast that people are going to see.
And they can't, exactly. And they can't even see the back of the jersey. Like, I'm so ashamed that if it was on the front of the jersey, I wouldn't wear this. Right. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just, you're gonna, I don't know. I would love to see Eddie in a Raiders Penny Alba jersey. Yeah. He would, that's actually how I could see him proposing to his wife.
Gives it to her?
Yeah, is he just like, he gets down on one knee and instead of a ring box, it's just a Paniagua number 8 Raiders jersey.
That's your name now?
Yeah. The most Raider way to propose. Yeah, dude, I was just thinking about like stuff that we have done cuz you're not a comic or anything, so we don't have to pretend and talk about comedy or like we're, the secret to this is this, even though we're all just fucking open micers like what you got to do is this, man, so that you can do the same exact thing that we're all doing here together. Do you remember like we were talking about this the other day, how much we just would rot at places.
Oh, yeah, just like a parking lot.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you guys did as, like, the ages of, like, 16 to, like, 18 kind of suck. Or not, maybe even just, like, 16 and 17.
Even to 20, like.
Yeah.
I mean, we had our fakes, so.
Yeah, you had the fake IDs, which save you. But, like, when you can't get into bars and... even like early on when you're like 16 and 17, there's not as many there's not as many high school parties, and everyone knows like even high school parties are like a once in a blue moon thing. And so
unless you go to Whittier every weekend, which we would do a lot. But
I like, for anyone who's not from the Southern California area, there's a city called Whittier, and in high school they always had parties.
It's like the biggest city around.
It's the biggest. I think that's why it would be like if you live. I'm sure if you lived by a big city, or if you're from Austin and you lived in Austin, or like in LA, they probably had parties all the time because it's such a big city. But here it was like a rarity in Brea. So we would drive like 30, sometimes 45 minutes to these backyard parties. It would be it would be like you pay to get into a backyard, which is such a fucking stupid concept.
Yep.
That people were like $5, and you know the guy didn't even own the backyard.
Dude, do you remember when Daniel put the fake $100 bill to get us
Yes, dude.
and he got change?
That's
So
what
we
that
got
dumb
him for free, and
motherfucker
then
gets.
he got paid for us to go into the party.
Yeah, yeah. Our friend Daniel Kim, shout out Daniel Kim in the South Korean army right now.
Hell yeah.
He
I just talked to him like 130 days. He's out.
Yeah, he's almost out. That's
Yeah.
so crazy that
I
there's just
know.
another country where you have to be in the army. Or
I
you get
know.
your citizenship revoked.
I can't imagine.
Because you imagine, yeah, too. If like, we all graduated high school and instead of drinking in more parking lots, we just were like, all right, well, we're off to Afghanistan. See you later.
Oh, dude, fuck. I mean, I guess when you have a threat that close, it's like, I get it, but
Yeah.
it's so crazy. The fact that they jail you if you don't go. And
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Like because
pretty wild.
our friend Jeffrey Kang been on the podcast, Deadweight Industries. He like was gonna go to Korea with us, and they said if he was like, if I step foot on Korean soil, because he was born in Korea, left, didn't serve. All right, we're back because I left an alarm on and it cut all the equipment out, and so. We were talking about our friend Jeffrey Kang was gonna get deported from Korea, and
Jailed.
Yeah, jail.
If you
jail.
went
Yeah,
back.
you're not deported. That was the thing with our buddy Daniel too, is that like if he didn't serve, then he loses his citizenship. But he wasn't a citizen here, so he'd have just no citizenship,
Yeah.
and you'd be fucked, and you'd have to live in an airport like Tom Hanks or whatever that
Fuck.
that movie is.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that we saw in school, so I was like, that was a good movie, but it was like. Was it good, or did I just get to not
Yeah, right.
learn? So I was
Yeah.
like, this movie rocks.
You watch any video in school, it's good.
Yeah, dude, because I saw the Truman Show for the first time in school.
I think I
in
did
high
too.
school, and I remember being like, "This is an amazing movie." And I watched it again, and it's not that it's not good; it's just was nowhere near as good as I thought. And I started to realize that I think there's that novelty of you're like, "Holy fuck!"
Totally.
Like, you know, I'm at school and I'm not
Yeah.
learning. Awesome.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
This will be funny. Instead, it's like
Yeah.
depressing. It's
Yeah.
like life is repeating, and you're like, there was like the day you learned you're like, life is depressing. This is the clock is running out.
The young age of 12.
Yeah, just
At least we had an early start.
yeah, for real. Somehow we divulge. Okay. Ready? We're gonna jump. So Daniel faked them out with $100 bill at this Whittier party. And it was like probably like $20 for us to get in, and the guy gave us back like $80, and it was just a fake ass $100 bill. Just finesse the shit out, which was so funny. Because do you remember too? There was one time where we were at another Whittier party where they weren't charging though, and we were just standing by the door, and people asked me, they were like, "How much is it to get in?" And I was like, "Oh, it's $5," and we just took it there.
I do remember that.
And they're like, "We're already here, bro," and I was like, "You don't have the mark on your hand." And then they gave me the $20, and they're like, "Do we need the mark?" And I was like, "Bro, trust me, I won't forget you. I got you." And they're like, "Hell yeah, dude!" And I was like, you think we're boys? I just fucking stole money from you.
They thought the white guy was at the Whittier, like he owned the house.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, hello, fellow homeowner. How are you? You pay your compounded taxes this month?" Yeah, we would just rot. So like, okay, so basically these Whittier parties to like close that, like. They were these backyard parties. You paid $5 to get in, and there would be a DJ playing like music, and sometimes even just like a dude with a block rocker and a fucking iPhone, like not even a DJ.
It was just like Snoop Dogg and that's it.
Yeah,
That's all he would play.
exactly. And this address would get blasted. I mean, think about it. It would get as far as Brea, which is 30, 45 minutes away, and then Whittier, this giant city. So like everyone would show up, and you'd be in this crowded muddy backyard, crowded, shoulder to shoulder, just separate groups talking, and there was always two dudes carrying a Nas tank
It was
on
entertainment,
their shoulder.
bro.
It was like when the strippers arrived. Everyone's like, the strippers are here. They're like, the Nas is here.
You just hear,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, people just passing out with fucking balloons in their hands and shit.
At 3 for 5, fool.
Yeah, 3 for
Always
5.
3 for 5.
Dude, you would have strangers that were just like, again, like white people to white people, like they'd be like, "Hello, like similar pigment, hello, similar dress style. Can I borrow dollars for drug balloons?" like random dudes. They'd be like, "Dude, can I get $1?" You're like, "I don't even know you, bro.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
They were just, they built character on us, dude.
They did.
You know?
They did.
I think about this now, like, and it's funny because my dad can probably hear me in the other room, but like, I would not want my children, like the way we describe this is not like a great spot for your children to be at. This
I know. And like I never did Nas, but
no,
like
me
still
either.
Just having it be that easily.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it was literally $5 away from us. $5 in a balloon. We just
it's
like,
literally just your brain cells dying. That's the high.
Yeah, it's just like the remix of Whippets basically. Is
No,
what
literally,
that shit
yeah.
Is for those of you who don't know what Nas is it's a balloon filled with nitrous oxide gas, right?
Yeah.
And you take it from a balloon and like you get like a couple hits out of a balloon, you go and take it in, and basically the chemical fries your brain and melts your brain, and you're like, the high I think is only like a minute at the most or something, or less,
max.
like seconds.
It's like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 20 seconds. And in that 10 to 20 seconds, like the chemical reactions are just your brain dying and you almost die. Like dude, crazy visions. I saw lights and shit. I'm like, dude, that was the light to heaven. Like you were one huff away.
Whoa. No, he's got the deep voice.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah. I was gonna say whoa on the t-shirts where it had their face in the remembrance. Yeah, dude. Weird, like, and here was the thing is like, now that I think about it, probably the guys with the Nas tanks were never 16-year-old kids.
They're probably like, old for sure. Yeah.
Just imagine your life and business is like you're sitting on your bed. You probably don't have a bed. You're sleeping on your mattress on the floor, and I call you from your flip burner phone, and I'm like, hello, and you're like, what's up? I'm like, yo, there's a dank ass Whittier party tonight, bunch of high school kids. Let's get the Nas. Yeah. And we take a break from whatever our 24-year-old lives are and go sell drug balloons to children in a backyard.
That's literally what it was.
Pretty cool guys. We should that we should make when we're older, we should make a documentary on the Nas epidemic. And like the fucking blacked out screens with the voices like, yeah, I used to sell Nas to the kids all the time back in
It's just a guy on Nas right now.
Yeah. Yes, dude. No voice editor. Just give him a hit of that shit.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, and so we just like, the thing is like, even though like we went to a lot of these, shitty parties, and for the, like, I can't explain to you, to the listeners, how many times we either drove 45 minutes and got there and the cops were there already. Oh. And like, bro, because it was one of those things where like, we're not an untimely friend group. Yeah. I don't know how your guys' friend groups are. Nothing about us was timely. I mean, even Friendsgiving the other day.
Yeah, you always got to add an hour.
Till 8. Yeah. The thing though is like these parties. All right, guys, my fucking alarm went off again because I did not turn it off and I snoozed it. So this will be now the third edit for this. We were talking about the cops showing up, like, and us being untimely. Like, these parties started at 9, but like no one shows up to anything on time in our group. And I just,
that's the thing about Whittier too. There's no freeways to it, so it'll be like 10 miles away, but it'll take you freaking.
That was the worst. That's 100. You're right. That was the worst part. Is just seeing.
Just going down Lambert at a crisp 40 for fucking 40 minutes.
Because people don't know that. Like, if you're not from like the Orange County, like compacted ass areas, like, because even in Austin, like 13 miles is like 15 minutes away because there's like highways and the frontage roads where you can go like 60. But yeah, when
you go to Cerritos or Long Beach, like you'll take the 91, but
exactly,
there's no freeway that makes it worth it.
Whittier's just like in the middle of nowhere, away from freeways and shit. Now there's a fucking home phone ringing in the back of this podcast. I don't even know why anyone listens to this shit. God fucking damn it, it doesn't matter. I don't even know if they can hear the phone. I did pay money for these microphones, so I would hope that they can't hear them. But
can't. Okay.
It might be like very faint in the background. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? You don't have to pay anyone. You don't even have to listen to fucking ads. So you just shut up and you listen to this podcast. Yeah, there's no freeways. So yeah, shit would be like 10 miles away, but truly 45 minutes because it'd be 40 miles per hour for a quarter of a mile, a light. Yeah. And then like a tenth of a mile light, a tenth of a mile light. And the lights here don't work. They're stupid. It never was good. But we would show up at like 10:30, 10, cops were there. Or we'd show up. The worst was you'd show up, pay the $5, and then 25 minutes later, someone's like, shh,
yeah, that's worst case scenario.
The cops are here.
Right.
And yeah, there were just so many, if we went to 100 Whittier parties, 10 of them were fun.
Yeah.
Only 10 of them were actually a good fun time. The other 90 fucking sucked, bro.
Definitely.
They were terrible,
Dirty.
like it was just weird. And the thing too is like even like in high school, it's not like we really had game, but like what are you gonna do? You're like, hey girl, you want to hang out? I'll drive 50 minutes to see you tomorrow, or
Yeah.
like you want to come back and I'll pay for your $300 Uber to get to Whittier. Like it just they sucked. And so then in return we would do this thing called we nicknamed it rotting,
Yep.
which is we would just
Honestly, more fun.
honestly more I had
And
so
cheaper.
if we rotted 1,000 times, I had fun 900 of those, and
Yeah.
only 100 weren't fun. We would just basically rotting was just sitting in a parking lot. I'm sure you guys all did that, but honestly, even the weird part that I think about is like we would just sober sit in a parking lot
We would do
very
that
often.
too.
I mean, we got a little bit older. We started having, but
Getting 40s and going to the golf course or something.
yeah, but even then we were like, let's get out of the parking lot, like,
Yeah.
because there's people, I'm not gonna name any people, but people in my family that like to get like drunk in parking lots, and like this new generation of kids is like, let's get fucking smashed on the Birch parking lot
Yeah.
roof. I'm like, you guys know that the cops just like sit up there to waste their
Right.
shift. They're gonna see you up
Yeah.
there, and so like we would go to like hidden places, but even these parking lots, I mean, we'd sit in the parking lot of Mocha Salsa, parking lot of like a 76 gas station, the parking lot of anywhere. We'd eat somewhere and then sit there for 3 hours. Occasionally, every 20 minutes, someone would be like, what should we do, dude?
I
And
remember every time a girlfriend came, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, what are you doing?
It would ruin every relationship. They're like, oh, I'm dating a fucking loser, dude.
He's
Like,
just at the gas station for 3 hours.
which is hilarious because, like, if you would have gone back in high school, kids would have been like, you two are popular kids. And it's like, what'd you guys do? It's like, we sat in parking lots with no girls
Yeah.
by ourselves for hours. We did the gayest shit possible.
100%.
Every Friday and Saturday night. Literally the only gayer thing we could have done was just go to a gay bar, but we weren't allowed in. It was those were honestly though fun times.
Miss 'em,
Stupid
yeah.
but fun times.
Yeah.
Do you I don't remember if we talked about this last time you were on. Do you remember when we just beat the shit out of each other after practice at Aero Vista School?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we did talk about it.
We did. If we did, sorry, but yeah, I don't know why I was like laying in my bed the other night and I was trying to think of like podcast topics that we could talk about, and I was like, that was pretty funny when we fought, and I have like such a vivid memory of you jumping on my stomach with cleats because I think that was the first time someone like knocked the wind out of me. Like it's such a traumatic experience because I can remember like it's like blur, 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 us fighting. And then, like, when I was on the ground and you were, like, leaping, like, it was so powerless, dude. Like, I had lost the fight. You had somehow thrown me to the ground. And you were now in the most disrespectful way, double foot stomping me in the stomach. Like, you were trying to expel a baby from me.
I heard finish him. That someone screamed it.
Finish
Yeah,
him.
so
And you
I
just
don't know.
blew, and, like, my insides blew out my ass and shit.
Started eating it and shit.
Yeah.
We were like, what, 5? I don't even remember why
bro,
we fought.
had to be so young because this is like so inside Brea baseball little league. But like when you were young enough, they were just like, "Yo, go fucking practice at the school. Get the fuck out of here!" Like,
Twisting your ankle every other step and shit.
mole holes. They're like, their
Yeah.
ankles are young. They're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Give them milk. But it was weird, dude. Yeah, they would just like. Because there was like only like 2 fields, and it was like the bigger kids got this one, and the little kids got this one, and
Yeah.
the littlest kids, it was like, yo, just find anywhere that you could make a diamond in. Dude.
Yeah.
Use the Imperial Highway Interstate. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Like, and so we had to be young, and I'll just like the defining moment of it that I also remember is I kind of remember like. I think like by the end of it we were both upset and we were like we fought, like both of us like and our parents were just like I don't give
Whatever.
a fuck. Yeah, like
Yeah.
looks like you guys got in a fight and you both deserved it, you fuckers.
You
Like
dumbasses.
Yeah, like, there was no like because if it was our moms, we probably both would have gotten in trouble. Like
definitely.
they would have been like, violence is not the answer. You guys are friends. They would have made us like fucking hold hands to the car and shit. Like, but instead, our dads were like, we're low key like, fuck, we missed that. Like we were talking about
I wanted to see
nonsense.
it, That's funny.
That's gonna be weird, dude. That like, I don't know. We're getting to the age where like the next stop for us is just like boring adult mundane life. Like that's the next. We're still a while. I mean, cause like, honestly, dude, like how they talk about like what a time to be alive. Like we're in the generation where there's internet and like modern healthcare, and if you were born 50 years ago, you like died from like the flu and shit.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know about that. But
I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Polio wasn't that long
Polio,
ago,
yeah,
and that's
polio.
that's crazy. That just like, because like COVID's kind of our polio. I think polio is more deadly.
Definitely, especially to kids.
Yeah, and that would just be like. And here's the thing about COVID: like you kind of just got like a flu and died, which everyone was used to. Imagine like watching your loved ones become like crippled and paralyzed and shit. Like that would like maybe even just you survive, but now you have like the cerebral palsy sticks, or like you got like, or you're in a wheelchair. That's crazy. Yeah. But I was we're also in such a great time to like of like societal norms, and the fact that like, did you think about it, like our parents, like even our parents' generation was like, it was like you go to high school, you graduate at 18, if you're one of those big smart people, you go to college, if not, you fucking get a job at the lumber mill and you get married and you pump out 7 kids. And like that was your life. And like you lived it up till you were 20, and then you just hated your life till you died. And like now, I mean, it's honestly completely acceptable to just be like, we're married, but we're not having kids. Like, we're going to get a dog, and be like, that's cool. Like, 20 years ago, you were a fucking psychopath.
That's what I was joking about the other day. I was like, if I was in like 1970, I'd be divorced twice already.
Yes, 100%, dude. Think about it. We're only 24, and it's like, think about the serious girlfriends you've had since the age of 20, and it's like, oh yeah, like anyone over 6 months of dating would have been like, when the fuck are we getting married, Zach? And you'd be like, we would have all been like, bro, when's the question coming? 6 months? You're afraid of commitment, dog. now you're like, I told her I love her at 6 months. And we're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Exactly.
You're a psycho. You don't know what love is. Our parents were like, we have 7 kids in 6 months.
Exactly.
It was so weird. So it's kind of sick because like, one, you don't have to have kids if you don't want to. I think you do you? Or,
I want kids.
I want kids too. I don't, not anytime soon, but there'll be like a time where like, it's just kind of what everyone's doing.
I think like 28 to like 35 is like prime.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's also a point where if you don't have a kid till a certain age, then you're the old dad. And then like realistically, it's like sad to think about, but you have to start thinking about things like shit. Like my daughter's 21st birthday, I'll be 65.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. If she gets married at 28, I want to walk her down the altar. Will I fucking be there? Like weird, like. There's that comes into it as you're an older dad, but like
that's why Billy No Fun was created.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for real. You just we just live in a sick time where like, even though we're like 24, like there's zero expectation for us to even get like married. Like or like I said that like me and you were gonna get married.
No, I feel you though.
But yeah, dude, like it's the
like a lot of people don't want kids that are our age. Yeah, that's cool.
Which is cool.
We don't need more fucking people. Like,
yeah, no, 100%.
Like it's getting to the point where it's almost like I feel like by the time we're older, you'll look selfish if you want like a lot of kids or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
wow, I've never thought of that. But
you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, 100% right. There'll be a flip at some point where it's like, families of 3 are fucking rude.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, like you get 2 and there's like a government ordered like.
Isn't that like a book or something? Isn't that a movie?
Is that The Giver?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I know that in China there's like a birth limit. Yeah. And then if you have a kid after that, they just kill it.
That's why they don't like when they have a girl or something. It's
because it like wastes one of their kids.
It's crazy.
And so like a lot of times they'll just like
give the baby away.
Yeah, or they like. And this is probably in like very rural parts. I'm not speaking for all of China. Calm down. But there's parts where they just like put them in a river and like they'll just leave. Like they get rid of them like that, which is so. I don't know. That's just I can talk about how weird that is. I don't think I have to explain. I don't think anyone's like, I don't know, Brandon. It doesn't sound that crazy.
Yeah.
Convince me right now. Yeah, dude. Fucking. You're definitely right. There'll be a point where it's selfish, because honestly, even kind of now, when I see a family of 5, I'm not selfish. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like if you have 5 kids, I'm like,
it's a lot.
And also, I think money too is a big thing now. Like you can't just what we were talking about the other day. You can't just buy a house for like $20,000 and then raise your kid on. I
feel like so many old people are like, oh, it's just inflation. Like, and I'm like. But 20 times over now, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's other if the whole like it's just it doesn't make sense because other things have inflated, but they're like so far inflated that it's like that's not inflation, that's just like capitalist manipulation of what it just we boomed, but like nothing else. The good things for people didn't like catch up with like prices, and then now people just like accept like the shittier things and think that if we try and get the nicer things, it'll make the things that are already expensive more expensive. No, dude, they got expensive with us eating shit. Like, let's have some good things happen to us if we're gonna eat shit at least.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm just glad that we don't have to fucking we don't have to get married early, because I was just thinking about how we're going to have to be in situations like that where your kids are just beating the shit out of another kid and you have to be like, is this okay? Or like, do I have to punish him for fighting? Or I don't know. Weird fucking times. Did you, have you been following any of that, the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie thing?
No.
They do you know about it or not at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know about it, there was a girl named Gabby Petito. She's like a YouTube influencer, and she has a boyfriend named Brian Laundrie. And they went on the van thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So then just because Gabby went missing, but Brian came back without her, and then
they found his body, right?
They found her body, and then he went missing, and then they found his body, and then they determined a month ago that she died of strangulation, so she was murdered probably by him, and then they found out a couple days ago that it was suicide by him. So he for sure killed her, and then killed himself.
Weren't his parents trying to cover it up too?
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of. It's really weird. It's honestly pretty fascinating if you read about it, because it's not as fascinating now because we're almost at the conclusion. But for a while, it was a girl died, and we all know it's this guy. But because of due process and stuff, you got to give him a second. He's not. Where they had to collect information, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and his parents were we don't know where he is, but it totally seemed like they were hiding him. But now it's determined that he killed himself. It was self-inflicted gunshot wound, which time out. There was a lot of people saying that it was in the report it said a self-inflicted, there was ruled suicide via via self-inflicted wound, and then everyone was there was in the report it doesn't say there was a weapon found, so how do we know that he actually killed himself? And there's a shit ton of people arguing that that are bro, because it didn't say he used a gun, that someone, and they didn't find the gun, that someone could have made it look like a suicide and killed him. And it's
it's always going to be those people, right?
Yeah, the fucking crazy people.
Yeah. But the chemtrail guys.
Yeah. But it's I just thought it was weird because isn't there that thing where if someone's dead, can they try him now? Can he ever really be a convicted murderer, or no, because he can't be tried?
Dude, I don't know shit about law. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe as the host, I should have done some research on that. I was my friend is smart. He'll know what.
I'm out of my element.
Yeah, that shit's just crazy though. If you haven't read about it, I took a minute or to just read the whole New York Times article, and they have it done pretty well. The only annoying thing in the article is they refer to him as Mr. Laundrie and her as Mrs. Laundrie or Mrs. Petito, but they also sometimes refer to the parents as Mr. and Mrs. And then sometimes it's Mr. Brian Laundrie's parents, and I'm just say the parents of Brian. Why? It was one of the hard. It was making my head really hurt trying to read it. Yeah, dude. This was something that I was arguing about with with our boy Dio. It was after the shop show. We were discussing the fact that, do you think if you had, now he said, okay, the argument was that he told Don, our other friend, that if he had 1,000 bats against a major league pitcher, that he could get 0 hits or get on base 0 times, which I said is absurd. 1,000 tries. I don't give a fuck if it's Cy Young himself. He's gonna let a splitter slip off his finger, and I'm gonna be crowding that plate, and it hits me
just
on
straight.
base.
Oh, hits you.
Yeah,
okay.
1,000, or even just a changeup that he misses the grip, and it's 85, so I can close my eyes and make contact.
I feel
1,000 tries. I said is too.
Past my mind.
Yeah, 1,000. Now, do you think if you were given 100 tries against
100
Justin Verlander, do you think you could now Justin Verlander? So I'll even give you a little older version of him. Do you think in 1,000 tries you could get on base once? So that means he could throw you 4 balls, you could get hit. Just you got to get on base. Do you think?
Dude, I don't think so wholeheartedly agree that hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in sports.
100%. When you go 1,000, it's like, dude, just based off like statistics, like
10 times. Like,
you could do it.
Yeah.
But dude, me and my cousin, like a year or two ago, went to the batting cages and we hopped in the 90-mile-per-hour one. Bro,
crazy.
Even with the fucking arm where you can time it, when I was swinging, it was just a prayer and like a timing thing. Like it is so fast. You can't see that shit. And that's just 90.
Verlander hits 100.
Yeah, dude, and that's what I'm saying. And like,
he'll throw a 90-mile-an-hour cutter.
Yeah, exactly. Shit that moves. This was just a fucking big yellow softball flying down the middle at 90. Yeah. And I could barely, I think I hit it out once. And that's, that would be like it being like, could you hit a fastball like 100 times? Sure.
Yeah, fastball that doesn't move at all.
Yeah, exactly. But we're forgetting the pitchers.
Two-seam.
Yeah, they move
like 100-mile-an-hour two-seam.
100, no chance. What about 500? Because 1,000, we said yes. 100, no.
I think I could probably get a bunt down.
I think 500. I think because around like maybe 250, the next 250, I'm bunting.
Yeah, exactly. Every time.
Yeah. one time I laid the perfect one down. We're not like slow either, so we could maybe beat it out. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't think I could do it. Baseball's so fucking crazy with the shit that they have to do.
I know.
A lot of people kind of hate on it.
People look at like guys like Big Papi and they're like, oh, they're not athletes. It's like, that fucker is a crazy athlete.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that's whenever someone says that, bro, just show them a picture of fat ass Big Papi doing the splits to pick the ball, right? Like that, like shit like that.
Bartolo Colon hitting a bomb at like 55 years old. Like, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, dude. There's a certain skill level. I also get though the troll. It's also very easy to troll baseball and troll baseball.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different kind of athlete, And I get it's slow. They're not running a 4.40, you know, unless you're Mike Trout or something. But
exactly. That's what I always tell people. Is I'm always immediately being like, I always go like. Because people, they know we play football. They'll immediately be like, baseball is harder than football. I'm like, I don't disagree that there's aspects. I go, they're completely different. Though I go, no, I don't think very few Major League Baseball players can take the physicality.
Yeah, take on a fucking polar.
Yeah, good luck doing that. Yeah, even big ass Mike Trout, put him up at corner and let DK Metcalf block him. Right. And tell me how Mike Trout does against DK Metcalf blocking.
But then again, did you see DK Metcalf playing the celebrity softball game?
Yeah,
he was ass.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, he can't.
It's just two different worlds.
Two completely different things. Yeah, I agree with you. I want to move into one of the segments. It's called the Dumbass of the Week. You know what it's called, guys. The Dumbass of the Week, brought to you by Red Foreman.
Dumbass! Dumbasses! Dumbass! 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 Dumbass!
This week is, I'll have a video between us. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You seen the videos of the gun safety guy, the black dude?
He's like a Detroit, private cop or something.
Yes, right? Dude. The one between us that you'll see.
If the gun is to the rear of your head, pin here to the column, drive away. It'll peel out.
Man, I knew that shit wasn't gonna work. Damn, dog.
And that actually, I cut it in so that if you're listening, he basically, if you heard the audio, there is like a gun and it's pointed to the head of someone in a car. And the guy informs him that like your arm that would be closest to the door, if you pick up your elbow and throw your elbow back, you'll pin the gun away and then you accelerate and it makes him drop the gun. And the edit I put, there's a guy who does that and then it cuts and he's just in fucking heaven.
It's like shit.
Yeah. They're so bad. Even I saw one where he was on a show. Here's the thing. As much as we're hating on him, it falls 100% into the aspect of any any publicity is good publicity because
I'm sure he's rich.
Dude, he was on talk shows and Good Morning shows and TikTok pay not a lot, but these websites pay you to make stuff and and I think cops end up making good pension. Actually, he's a Detroit cop.
But that's the thing. He's a private cop. It's weird.
He's a PI.
Because I've seen him before. Not even an investigator. He because I guess Detroit was pretty rough in the 2000s. Yeah. And the cops wouldn't really answer.
Yeah, they didn't have any money. They were bankrupt for a while.
Exactly. So he started this thing where you could call him instead of 911. And then they would go out. So honestly, it's a cool story, but Yeah, the videos are. Did you see the one where the guy tries to grab the little girl?
No.
And then the mom's just like, back off, and grabs his thumb.
Oh, yes,
and he's
I
like,
did see that, dude. Yeah. Literally, it's like, he's like, grab him on the wrist, pressure point, thumb will release.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro,
like if that was a real monster that wants to kidnap a kid, he would knock her out. You know?
Also,
Like he would punch
this
her.
is like one of the few aspects that I consider myself an expert on. Do you know how hard it is to grab someone's wrist?
Yeah.
In the middle, like from football, like while commotion's going to grab, it is so hard.
Especially when you're a 90-pound mother and it's like a 280-pound
Exactly,
like beast.
dude. Yeah, it's never a skinny, scrawny guy. Like,
Yeah.
it is a creepy pedophile grabbing your kid. I saw one where he's grabbing her on the shoulders and he's like, "Come with me," and it's like she's like he tells her to throw her head down and pull away because he says there's no muscle that can stop your free will or something.
What?
And he was like, the muscles aren't strong.
We're getting political or something?
No,
What's going on?
It was fucking stupid. It was like a half motor. Like, he was like, you gotta see, he can grab this. And he doesn't have the strength to hold on to anything. The only thing he's fighting against is your will to escape. And there's no muscle that can stop your will to escape. And I was like, bro, I hope someone breaks in your house tonight and smashes you with a hammer. You're getting people killed, dude.
Yeah, for real, it's weird. It definitely falls into like the fake martial arts.
Yeah.
Like you see those guys that like grab someone's chi and they're like, you can't do anything, can you? Like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, dude. I like when the make fun of that shit is funny. Like, I always think of one Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, or the fucking the shit your pants punch from Hot Rod.
That didn't work at all.
Great movie.
There's this guy that Rogan talks about.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys like, once I get my chi set, you can't knock me down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He probably had some sort of legit martial arts training. But
Yeah.
that part of it. And then, so they brought in like a Division I college wrestler. And he's like, you can't touch me once I get my chi set. And he fucking doubles him up and slams him head first on the ground. No. And the guy just looks up like, everything I've trained my whole life is a lie. Like,
that's
just
the embarrassment and like
defeat. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible, dude. That's so embarrassing. Holy fuck. Do you ever of the thing about the gun safety thing, I'd be lying if I don't occasionally daydream about disarming people and like in those weird,
like I'm bored in class and I think about an active shooter or
or this like would you do this in that situation, or like someone like breaking into your house and stuff. Oh,
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Once it's a gun though, like maybe a knife, you could do one of those moves, but dude,
a gun, it's there's something insane like where it's like the pound of pressure it takes to pull a trigger. I mean, one, it's so little that you could if I gave you my finger, you could break it in half, right? You actually have the bite strength to bite my finger off right now. But this weak little thing can like pull the trigger. Boom. So it's something so minuscule, like the pounds per square inch you need. Yeah. So yeah, dude, like, and people flinch. Like, think about like just even like if someone goes to hit you, dude, you're like
yeah, it probably makes you shoot faster.
That's enough to pull the trigger and get shot.
And how much is it gonna alter the angle of the trajectory to like it's gonna go in my eye now instead of in between my eyes? Like,
sick, dude.
Come on,
yeah. No, yeah, dude. It's so I don't know. And if someone points a gun at me, I'm doing whatever they tell me to do, dude. Yeah. Like it just.
You just gotta talk through it. I feel like try to talk them off the ledge.
100%. Yeah, you're. Yeah, if someone is pointing a gun at you, you're kind of fucked. Like, it's up to someone else to save.
Like, I'm gonna give him my money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
I don't carry a gun.
Dude, I'm gonna give him my booty if that's what he wants. Look, therapy and time can fix that. They can't fix a gunshot wound to the head. I'm dead. You know. I don't know. That'd be terrible. I don't know. The Pulp Fiction scene and shit where they're in the basement. Oh, dude. I couldn't imagine. Oh.
That's one of my favorite lines in all of movie history, though, is when he's like, I'm going to get medieval on your ass.
Yeah. That movie's a fantastic movie, and there's something about the scene where, like, because he could totally, like, kill Bruce Willis, but, like, there's that and he wanted to, and it's partly Bruce Willis's fault that he's in the situation, but he's like, he knows, he's like, this guy didn't need to come back and save me, and if he didn't, I would have been raped and murdered in this basement.
That scene where it like shows Bruce Willis about to leave, and he like he hears like the screaming downstairs.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
And he like gets the katana and then the chain. He's like looking at the chainsaw, then the katana.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Fucking sick. Ah, such great movies. Dude, we're coming up kind of close to the hour mark. I want to start moving into some of the would you rathers. You down?
Yep.
We got 4 of them, and since you've been on, some of these questions we're gonna have. I made a Reddit account so I can like vote and we can see what other people are thinking. This one had 2,000 people voted on it. Would you rather have no teeth or no tongue? Both are pretty terrible. Immediately.
No teeth.
Yeah,
So I could at least speak.
Okay, yeah. So I said no. 80% said no teeth. So I'm with you on that. We're near the majority. At first, no teeth sounds brutal because you just immediately think of every toothless crackhead you've seen, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And
the food aspect. I mean,
that's actually what I thought. I didn't think about the speaking thing. I try not to, I find the question, quick second think about it, and then forget it till here.
Yeah.
The thing that swung me immediately was taste buds are on your tongue. So you wouldn't be able to taste.
Wouldn't enjoy the food.
Fuck, because I also was like, oh, I can't. I immediately fat assed. I was like, well, I can't chew food, and I was like, you can't taste food. Fuck.
Yeah.
And you can kind of gum food. You can puree shit. You can mash it
blend
up. Like
exactly.
there's ways to deal with it. And but the no tongue. Speaking, you can't speak. I totally. That makes it actually so easy. Unfortunately, I didn't kind of realize what
I think I'd rather be hearing impaired than not being able to talk.
Yeah, 100%. Because dude, honestly, like if you're hearing impaired post birth, you can kind of read lips. Like we can both read lips and we don't know it.
Yeah.
Because we don't ever have to do it, but.
And they're like they don't pronounce words. A lot of deaf people don't pronounce words perfectly, but you still understand
but they're
them,
still there. Like it's not bad. You meet some deaf people that have like very very good dialect and they sound exactly the same. So yeah, dude, you're right. Being not able to speak would be awful. Not being able to communicate, it falls into that like the whole like being a vegetable type shit where you're just like you can't move anything, but your thoughts are there and you can't speak them.
Absolute torture.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
It's like the song "One" by Metallica.
Yeah. Bro, I watched the new movie, or not. It's not even that new anymore. But the newest Saw movie, Spiral, with Chris Rock. And this isn't a spoiler because it's the first scene they released it and it was on YouTube and Twitter. But the first scene is like they show on the movie is like a cop. He's like a crooked cop, and this guy like kidnaps him, and he's like stuck on a chair with like a vice grip on his tongue, and the guy's like, you as a New York police officer have lied under oath more than any other cop. Your tongue has sentenced innocent men to jail, and the 3 train will be here in a minute. So you can either rip your tongue out and survive the 3 train, or you can keep your tongue in your pride and get gut busted.
And the vice isn't sharp, huh? It's just
it's just hooked on there, and he's on a fucking wobbly ladder. So the second it kicks, his body weight will just rip it out of his mouth. That would be terrible. And just like using your tongue, because I actually won't say any more about like what happens, but just like I was thinking about that situation. It's like you don't want to die, but like giving up your tongue is like such a shitty life to go to. Yeah.
I wonder if they could do a transplant.
That's also a really interesting thought too. Is with the tech, dude. They have. I swear to God, on Twitter, I've seen like a robotic tongue that you can put in, but. For these scenarios, because also, dude, there's fake teeth. You could easily get new teeth. You can't have either or the other. You're without a tongue forever. But in that situation,
I'm just thinking like tongue movements are so intricate and like they have to be so perfect. Like
especially depending on what language you speak. Like rolling your R's in Spanish, we don't do that. Like different letters, so like it would be so hard to program. But even if you had a tongue enough to just like not hit your teeth for like the things, like the T's that you need to pronounce.
You know what I noticed? So many different other languages don't have Z in their alphabet.
Yeah.
Like everyone that I know that doesn't speak English, their first language, they call me Jack.
Yeah, no, 100. You're 100. Yeah, dude, it's so. Yeah, Z's not a common letter. They have double letters in language. Yeah. It was throwing me off because I told you I had a joke where I tried to learn the Indian accent, and the tip that I learned from videos is like when we say tip, it's the T on your tongue. When it's Indian, you want to touch the T on the roof. So what is this guy talking? Like it's that your like tongue never hits your teeth on like any letter almost.
How to speak Indian from a white man.
Yeah, that was just what the guy told. It was a weird ass video too, because the dude looked Indian and he was speaking in the Indian accent, teaching us, and then he was just like, "Well, I'm British, wasn't that a good act?" Like, and just did like a British accent, and like he was so like it was good, but that was I don't know, that was just like we were talking about the phonetics with the tongue, two completely different things, and that's actually not even a different language. That's just an Indian dude speaking English with an Indian. So you would have to. There can't it would, dude. If the robotic tongues have to be for like Jeff Bezos motherfuckers who can like pay. Millions, right? It's like like the glasses that let colorblind people see, or like the robotic legs that like work with your nerves and stuff like
that. Shit's cool, man. I saw this dancer that lost a leg and then she got one of those. Yeah. And she was like able to do like ballerina really stuff again. Yeah, that's really
fucking cool. Okay, yeah, I'm going with that. Okay, this one I gotta click on the link and then I can vote. But I didn't know if you knew. This is a superhero one and there's 4 choices. So I wanted to make sure I had all the right powers for them. But would you rather have the superhuman abilities of Quicksilver, who is super speed, Charles Xavier, telepathy, Clayface? This is who I was like, who the fuck is Clayface?
That's Batman.
Oh, he's
disgusting.
He shapeshifts is his thing.
Yeah, and he's like a giant. Like he looks like a vat of shit. Like he's just
like the ant thing from Rick and Morty, like the millions of ants guy.
Exactly.
I'm gonna look up a picture of him real quick because I want to see what he looks like. And for those listening,
you ever seen the Harley Quinn show?
No, I heard it's really good though. I need to watch it.
He's like gay in it. It's hilarious.
Okay. Oh yeah, he looks like muck and like he looks like a okay, yeah. That's okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, you have the superpowers of him or Aquaman, and it says strength, swimming, talk to sea life.
It's not a Family Guy when he's like, "Hey, stop raping her. If you're in this water, you'd be in real trouble." Got some sharks swimming around right here.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Aquaman. Now, the cool thing is you get strength and you can swim underwater and talk to sea life. Because nowhere in this question does it say you have to become a superhero. You just have their abilities. Because if we're putting it in our universe, like, there's not superheroes. We kind of don't. I don't know. I don't feel like we don't really need superheroes. Like, superheroes are only ever needed for like villains. Yeah. They're always like doing some petty shit that like they're always just like busting a guy right before the cops get there. And it's like, well, if we waited 30 seconds, the cops probably would have got him. Right? Yeah. And so as long as there's not bad guys.
I think Quicksilver. That'd be sick.
Super speed would just be so awesome that like. No more like you're drunk and you're just like, that was great, guys, and you're like at your house, like you want to come visit me in Texas,
right,
dude, you're like, oh, I really want that fucking place I had in Seattle, just go there immediately.
Especially Quicksilver speed, because it's like he could almost freeze time and like walk through it. Like,
it's super
like
sick.
As it's like moving this fast. That's pretty dope.
Charles Xavier, telepathy is cool, but like I've had questions on here before about the concept of reading someone's mind, and it always is the unfortunate part that you're gonna just like end up probably being miserable. Yeah. Because like, dude, like even as friends, like there's been moments where we've probably just been like, fuck you to each other, like fuck that guy. Yeah. And if you could hear that, like you're gonna take it more personally. You're gonna take things, and even I'm saying like you would end up abusing the power. Like even 100%. Like you say something in a group, and then you're just like, what do they think? What do they think? And everyone's like, good. And you're like, you're a fucking liar, dude. Like, it would get so messy, I feel like. Yeah. And then shapeshifting's cool.
But not to be a...
But it says, I don't want to be a... Now, let's say, because I feel like we've kind of taken away... strength and swimming is cool, but Aquaman's not one of the choices I would pick. So, like, if we had to choose... So now we're down to, like, Quicksilver and Clayface. What if you were Clayface... But, like, you had his powers, but you looked like you. You could just shapeshift.
That'd be sick. I'd be down for that.
Would you take that over super speed? I still think I would do super speed, dude. The speed thing is just so convenient for, like, normal life and anything. Just so many aspects. Yeah. And the shapeshifting's cool, but you start to think, like, what? Like, for what? Like, I could shapeshift and be, like, into, like, a bouncer and, like, sneak into a concert. Like, I could shapeshift and, like, a security guard and get through. Like... I guess, but like I don't know. I'm going with the super speed. Let's see. There's 232 votes, and so Quicksilver had 73, which is like roughly like a third of the votes.
For sure.
Charles Xavier had 71, which is like
I mean, he's definitely the most OP. But
Yeah.
Like, I just wouldn't trust myself with that much
No,
power.
no, I would abuse it. And then Clayface and Aquaman combined are 89 votes, so just a little over a third. So Aquaman only had 34, Clayface 55. So yeah, dude, yeah, the Aquaman also is just kind of fucking lame. Like not in the comic books, but like in his powers when you break it down like that are kind of fucking lame.
It's true.
Okay. Would you rather randomly be blind 2 hours a day every day?
Randomly.
Not sleeping. Or yeah, not sleeping is what it's specified. Or you're disabled once a week. So once a week you're just like you.
For how long?
For just a day.
The whole day?
Yeah, the whole day from like when you wake up, like from like like 8 in the morning to like.
Do I know the day?
Yes, you can pick the once a week that you're disabled, but but you're randomly blinded.
So I'm like quadriplegic.
Yeah, quadriplegic. You can talk, like you're not a vegetable, but you're pretty much you need like a wheelchair to get around or someone to kind of transport you that day.
I think I would do that just because I could control it and pick the day.
That's what I thought about. This one wasn't on this. There was like a variation of this on Reddit where it was too easy and I had to kind of like tweak it, so I don't have the numbers for it. But the problem with the blind twice a day randomly is how do I guarantee I'm not on the 5 freeway when this happens?
Exactly.
Like, how do I guarantee I'm not fucking all right? Time to merge onto the 5, and I'm just like, God damn it!
Yeah, exactly.
Like lights out,
Exactly.
and I'm running people over, and yeah.
But I think if I couldn't control the quadriplegic, I would pick the blind.
Yeah, because like it would suck to just be like on like halfway through like a 5-mile run and you're just
it's like the day of your wedding and you're like, oh fuck.
just walking down the aisle and you just fucking crumple into just a
I'm
little.
alright, just 24 hours of this, guys.
I do. Someone take me to the altar.
Fuck.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Now, what if you could choose the 2 hour? You could choose both. Would you take the blind at all? But it's every day, which fucking sucks. Because the quadriplegic, if I'm being honest, dude, I think every Sunday I would be like, I would. There'd be ways around it, bro. Like I would be like, hey Zach, are you free this Sunday? And you're like, yeah. And I'd be like, dude, I'll give you $50 if you come over. Just like get us food, put some beers with a straw by my mouth, and like keep me company until I'm unquadriplegic. Yeah. And then like next Sunday I'll get Dio. Next Sunday, and you could do it like that. But the 2 hours a day blind, like you would have to
alter your life.
Yeah, like you literally, your only options would be like, if you like, I literally can't think of anything wherever you don't like. You can like meditate and listen to audiobooks and podcasts, but you can't do anything while you're blind.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure eventually you could get comfortable with like a stick and you could feel yourself while you're around your house and maybe you could like tidy up, I guess, or something. You don't want to be cooking while you're blind, dude. You don't want to be going anywhere.
Nothing.
You're honestly more like paralyzed as a blind person 2 hours randomly a day than you are just being a genuine paraplegic, a quadriplegic once a week.
That's
like,
another thing. Like I feel like blind people get used to being blind, and that's why they're functional. Whereas like 2 hours a day, I don't think you'd ever get used to.
No,
that.
you wouldn't. That's the problem is because there's like an adaptiveness to being blind. When you're blind all the time, like yeah, of course. I'm sure like if you talk to someone who's a full-time quadriplegic and a full-time blind person, a blind person,
check in 40 hours a week.
Plug it in. This guy, you're a fucking fake. You only work half time, bro. Part-time ass blind person. You think like people who've been blind their whole life don't respect people who turn blind at like 20 the same? You fucking had it good, man. I don't want to hear like it sucks being blind. Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. At least you know what colors are.
You've seen titties before. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm feeling. Yeah, some shit like that would really. Yeah, dude. I think this podcast made me realize how terrified I'd be of being blind.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. But yeah, once you were like fully like all the time blind or all the time a quadriplegic, you definitely would much rather be blind because you can move around and do activities and clean and stuff like that. But in this one scenario, basically you're asking like, do I want to make my life really difficult every day, 2 hours a day, or do I want to be really fucking lazy 1 day a week?
Yeah.
And that's not.
I'm picking that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go with too. All right, this one I made up. Would you rather eat a tube of toothpaste or a raw onion in one sitting?
Oh, raw onion.
Raw onion.
I actually like onions.
You
So. I mean, a whole raw onion.
So
would
do
still
I,
not
bro.
be
But like, you
nice.
ever had a sandwich where there's like a little too much onions
Yeah.
and like this? You guys are. I'm gonna get roasted for sounding white for this, but everyone knows the fuck I'm talking about. Where the onion's kind of spicy, you know. Where they, you know what I'm talking about, though, dude.
Yeah,
where there's like a shit ton of onions and like that onion taste like
Overpowers it.
burns your mouth almost. But not like it's not the same spot, but it is
It's
almost like
mustard or
like
something.
acidic-y
Yeah.
acid in your mouth.
Yeah.
It would be so terrible. Now the thing though is I'm no scientist, so I don't know how you might get really sick from eating toothpaste.
Oh yeah, it's not edible.
Like, can you? That's what I'm gonna look this
It's
up.
like the bubblegum flavored kid shit.
Yeah, can you eat a tube? What a weird search of tube. My
Mental health clinic comes to the door. You okay?
I just got put on another. Fluoride is poisonous in high quantities, and if you swallow a large amount of it, side effects may include stomach pain, intestinal blockage, convulsions, diarrhea, difficulty breathing, drooling, shock, tremors, weakness, vomiting, and a heart attack. What is this from? Oh, this is also from the Daily Mail. So, I don't know. My child ate toothpaste at poisoncontrol.com. This is what we're going with. Oh, fuck you. You want me to read a whole article? Toothpaste is considered a medicine and should be treated and stored as such. If you are concerned, someone oh, okay. So basically, you're right. The little kid's bubblegum one, you could eat a tube
There's
of it
no fluoride,
and be
right?
fine. The fluoride will fuck you up. I
Yeah.
think you can actually go blind too.
Dude, I
which-
think fluorine, like not fluoride, is the most like dangerous chemical to us.
Yeah.
But it's so reactive that you almost never find it as fluorine.
Yeah.
or
That's
something like that. I
that's
don't know,
insane,
if I
dude.
remember.
That's wild. Isn't it weird too how there's just like certain elements that there's like fucking just like 6 of them randomly hidden in the earth somewhere, and like those are the only ways to, or you gotta like
Yeah.
manufacture them
Yeah,
somehow, like
exactly.
create
Most
matter.
of it, most of it's just in the lab.
Yeah, which is wild. Okay, so let's say, because obviously you're gonna pick an onion if one of them is gonna kill you. If you a tube of child's bubblegum toothpaste, or a raw onion, one sitting.
Yeah, I still go with the onion, man.
2 raw onions, still the raw onions.
Double them like a fucking apple.
Yeah, I'm going with the raw. I'm agreeing with you. I'm going raw onion because just I think the problem with the toothpaste is like there's a lot of it, and I think after like a couple bites, like spoonfuls of it, how sick you would feel.
Yeah.
And then there's so much of it, and it's so hard. Whereas the onion, you could almost just fucking like eat it like you're doing a speed challenge.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
How about this? How about a ghost chili or the fluoride toothpaste?
a ghost chili, dude? I don't want to die.
Like,
Oh, but it's gonna make me
be
sick.
okay.
It's just gonna
Yeah.
make me like I'm gonna be nauseous, diarrhea, like
Yeah.
for the next.
And you'll get treatment, but I mean, it's gonna be the same shit when you eat the ghost chili. Your fucking bowels are destroyed.
I'm gonna go the ghost chili for 2 reasons. One, it's smaller, so it's less, and 2, if I'm like, yo, I ate a ghost chili, respect. If I'm like,
It's
yo, I ate
true.
a tube of toothpaste, they're like, lock him away. Like, this guy's a fucking psychopath. So I'm gonna go with the one where people will at least respect me
cool.
slightly. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, that'd be terrible. I've had ghost pepper sauce, and
Me
it's
too.
fucked me up. And
Yeah,
it was
I
hot.
can't imagine eating the actual freaking.
Because it's hotter and like
Way harder,
way worse.
yeah.
Oh,
You ever had a habanero?
yeah,
They
very
say it's like 10 times hotter than a habanero or whatever.
than a jalapeno.
No,
Or-
the ghost.
Oh,
chili,
the ghost pepper. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the crazy part because habaneros get fucking
They're
hot,
hot, especially when
dude.
they're like cooked.
Yeah, bro. So I could not imagine just a fucking smoked ghost pepper trying to eat that shit. Fuck that, dude. Don't eat ghost peppers, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, dude. Before I go, guys, give him a follow on Instagram. Your Instagram, it'll be in the bio. I'm sure you don't. You know it. Normal people don't tend to know their Instagram handles off the top of their head, which is kind of acceptable.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you.
Yeah,
bro.
don't worry. It'll be in the bio, guys. He's a normal person who's not like, please, I need that follower to validate my feelings.
Yeah.
Give him a follow, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Shows-wise, this will be out on December 1st. If you're in Austin, you can see me that night, December 1st, at Key Bar in Austin. If you're listening there, I got a couple shows. You can see me December 8th in Round Rock, which is just outside at Rocky's Piano Bar. You can see me December 10th at Easy's Listening. You can see me December 12th at the Parlor Room on Rainy Street, and December 16th at the Indian Roller Late Night Show in South Austin. And then for you OC guys. December 17th, another shop show. This one was fucking dope. It was the most people we've had. There was like people standing in the back. We're going to sell tickets for this. It's going to be $10 tickets, but we're going to offer, if you buy 2, there's a $5 off promo code. If you buy 3, you get $10 off, so you get a free ticket if you buy 3 tickets. Come on out, see that. We'll have a headliner, Anthony Davis. Other than that, guys, thank you for listening. If this is your first time or your 87th time, I appreciate you. Most importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
This has been a Your Last Resort production.